Well, look at the price he's paid for him. What's the price? 20 million euros. Look, it tells me he's not a top goalkeeper. Yeah, straight away.
Is that the training session when Sir Bobby got knocked out?
Jesus Christ, this is some training session.
Are we allowed to swear on it, by the way? Are we allowed to swear? Are we allowed to swear on it? Yeah.
Welcome to the good, the bad and the football. Your new home for the beautiful game hosted by footballing royalty. We've got Premier League winners, Champions League winners and Soccer Aid's most capped player. And I think they missed the R out of cap though. How are we, lads? All right.
Oh, good, mate. You?
Yeah, nice and bonny. Nice and bonny. Luke, it's a brand new podcast, but before we get into it, it'll be remiss of us not to talk about the great man, Ricky Hatton. Obviously, really sad news, and our thoughts go out to Ricky's family. But just while we're here, all three of us have known him throughout the years. We've been in his company numerous times. Any memories of spending a bit of time with a great man?
Yeah, I think like we were speaking before off air, I think it's literally, we've known him through the years since growing up. You bump into each other. He's obviously a big City fan, but the connection of him and Manchester in general is massive, and the news was heartbreaking, it really was, but such a great bloke, real lad's lad, real people's person. Obviously, his talent was there for everyone to see, but for me, I'd rather speak about the lad. Every time I met him, he was, as a gent, he'd have a beer with you, have a laugh and a joke, and had time for everybody, and I think that's what's touched everyone's hearts, is that he had time for the normal people. He knew I was superstar friendly, but he'd always be with the same group of lads having a pint and having a chat in his local pub. So for me, it's very, very sad news, and like you say, the thoughts goes out to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, look, it was awful news, wasn't it? You not so much wake up, I think it was mid-morning, but you just hope it's not true when you hear about it. As Nicky said, you bump into him all the time, and you just never think it was possible that this kind of thing could happen, because he was such a character, really, just a great character. Whenever he used to come up to Upper Mill quite a bit, to the village where I live, for a drink, and the amount of nights I've had with him, just having a few drinks. He's always with his same mates. He never forgot his roots. He always lived in the same area, and with it, the ability as well. He was probably one of the best boxers Britain has ever produced.
Absolutely.
And I'll always remember his fan base more than anything.
Yeah.
Everyone just went to Vegas, 15, 20,000. No, we have to look away from the city part of it, do you know what I mean? Because a lot of United fans get a bit funny about it. But proper Manchester person, and somebody we were all proud of. You just feel now for his family, two young girls, grandkids, his boy as well. It's just so sad.
Yeah, I feel I thought it was a really lovely touch by the United fans in the Derby game as well. Giving him, and that shows you how loved he was in the city. And you're right, Nicky, he's like a man of the people. He's one of them blokes where, I remember, he was up, when we were out in Vegas, he was like in this box with like Beckham and Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise come up. And then like I'm with my mates, and he treated them exactly the same. He's like, get them in here, just a great lad. But there's loads of stories about him and loads of different things. And I think for me personally, one that always, it makes me smile when I think about this was, and this is Ricky all over, it was 2010 Soccer Aid, I think. You played in that. Yeah. And I was right back and he was right wing, but we were on the bench, no surprise. and Giggsy were playing and Figo, so they're over that side. So
not bad.
Half decent. And whoever was on that right-hand side was getting absolutely murdered. And Harry Redknapp, in his infinite wisdom, thought, I'll bring the big guns on, McGuinness and Hatton. So we go on, and I'm behind Ricky, and we've been playing for about 10 or 15 minutes, absolutely blowing. And someone got injured, a ball went out for a minute, or whatever it were, the game stopped. And he went, Ricky goes, Paddy, and I thought, right, here we go. World champion, champion's mindset. This is little pep talk now, get us through this. And I ran over to him and I went, yeah, Ricky. He went, we're fucked. I went, yeah, we are, aren't we? And he went, He said, "You kick them, I'll punch them." And you know, when I think about that, I can still see like Old Trafford packed out and just his face, and I just thought, but just how he was like that.
Yeah,
it just relaxes you.
He was like that all the time. Then wasn't he? He was like it's almost like a comedian in some
Yeah,
ways. You
yeah,
probably
yeah,
relate.
yeah.
Like, there was nothing ever serious in his life. You felt, and it just goes to show what happens behind closed doors. You just don't know when you see such a happy person all the time, and then
exactly that.
Yeah, massive
exactly.
so
that.
sad.
But his legacy will live on.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
and that's the main thing. So. Thoughts and prayers with his family, and God bless you, Ricky, wherever you are, pal. Right, what a way to start the podcast, by the way. The Manchester Derby. Now, as a football fan, and I've no skin in the game with City United, I was watching it, and this sort of Amorim's philosophy, he won't bend it for anyone. Even me as a neutral, I'm going, surely he's got to adapt and change something. Like, you two have played the game at the highest level. What are you thinking when you hear him speak after a game?
Oh God, where do you start with it all? You talk about his philosophy, don't you? His style of play, the way he wants to play. Now, there's so many clever coaches these days in England and all around the world, and they work it out quite easily. They know exactly the way Manchester United are going to play every single week. I remember when we were younger and in the first team, and the team sheet always came through an hour before the game or something, was it, Nick? Hour and a half might be. And you always look to the players, and the manager always looks at, I wonder how they're going to play today. I wonder what they'll do. Trying to work out, they're going to play 5 at the back, 4 at the back. With Amorim, they know. With Manchester, everybody knows, so it's easy to play against and easy to work out because the coaches are that clever. Now, with regards to that, I said, I'm not sure, even if he changed it, if he did play a 4-3-3, I just don't think the players are quite good enough.
That seems to be the thing, doesn't it? What's going around at the minute? They say no matter what the formation, no matter what he does, he hasn't got the players.
Yeah, for me, with it is like, it's not so much the formation. I don't like the formation thing because, you know, you move 10 yards, 15 yards. So, for instance, at 5 at the back, if the right back moves high 15 yards, you become a back 4 anyway and you go 3 into midfield. It's quite, when we played 4-footer every week, but you'd always end up with 3 in midfield. A winger would always get tucked in. It's just, I don't believe in that. But the thing with Amorim for me is, if you look at Pep on the other hand, he's got a philosophy of football that is probably the best that anyone's ever seen. Even as a Man United fan, it's the best football I've ever seen. At Barcelona and at Man City a couple of years ago, it's the best. But even he changes a little bit. So yesterday, like Scholes is saying, everyone knows how Man United are going to play. Yeah. So he just brought Doku off the left-hand side and brought him close into the middle. And straight away, it's 3 or 4v2. You're getting absolutely devastated. And I think, for me, forget the system. The players are just not at the level that Man United need to get them anywhere near where they are. They're not aggressive enough. They're not quick enough. They've not got the legs in midfield. They're playing the two lads in midfield, Bruno and Ugarte. They've not got the legs to do it in a 3, let alone in a 2. So they're struggling. So if they want to get results and he wants to keep his job in the long run, he's going to have to bite the bullet and change a little bit. And if he doesn't, they're going to keep losing games. And
also as well, I think no matter what level of football you play at, even if you play Sunday League, if there's a game going a certain way, you're on that pitch as a player, you're going to work it out amongst yourselves. But it seems as though they don't know whether to stick or twist when they're on there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that it comes from experience. And we had many a player when we were coming through experience. You almost didn't need the manager at times, did you? We had managers on the pitch. You think of Roy Keane, Brian Robson. With great players, there's nobody on there to take responsibility. And there is some experienced players around there. You think of Dillett, the clubs he's been at. They don't get a grip of it.
No, you're right, because literally, I mean, we played in midfield together loads of time, and you get out, and even when I was playing with Roy or I played with Scholesey or Scholesey and Roy were in there together, we'd always feel like we're getting outrun. I remember we played in Europe, there's always 3, and you'd be like, what's going on here? But we'd pull
we're always moaning.
We're always moaning, we're getting outrun. We're getting outrun.
Yeah.
But you just, like Scholes said, you pull the winger in and go, come in for 10 minutes, let's get a grip on this game. And then when we get a grip on the game, you can go back out. But they don't, they're like robots, and it's weird. But the bigger thing for me as well is, it's a derby game. Nowadays, you get booked for just touching someone. A tiny mistimed tackle, touch like that, you're booked. Derby game, getting beat 3-0, the fans are all laying at 80 minutes and not one player has been booked. And I'm not saying go and break people's legs or kick anybody. I'm really not saying that. What I'm saying is, it's a derby game. you're getting the piss took out you basically. It's 3-0 and there's all laying and there's not a tackle gone in, that's missed time to get a booking. There's something fundamentally wrong in that football.
That was the first 5 minutes, so I went out of a big derby game, right? Fucking get stuck into it. Of course, you'll have a go.
And by the way, that was back then when you could do it. Now you can't touch anybody without getting booked, but you're not getting, there's no bookings. I'm not trying to make out go and boot anybody or break legs. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's a physical game and you have to get about people, especially in a derby game, especially when you're getting battered, especially when it's like 3-0 away from home at your rivals.
I think the big question will be about Bruno and his position, I think. Having him as one of the central midfielders, look, he's United's best player, there's no doubt about it. On the ball, he's brilliant. But going to Manchester City against a Pep Guardiola team, playing that position, look, it took me years to adjust to that position. Because I was always a centre forward, and I needed somebody next to me who was an athlete and knew the position brilliantly. And that could be Nicky, it could be Roy, it could be Michael Carrick, because I wasn't great at that. And all of a sudden you're playing, you get away with it in most games. I'd say 80% of games you get away with it. Then all of a sudden you play against the best teams and you don't know where you are. You're thinking, fuck's sake. Phil Foden's just running behind me. Doku, as you said, coming in behind me. You don't know that position, so you don't do it. And that's what Bruno Fernandes is like. He's lost a little bit.
Do you know also, with Fernandes as well, what's mad with how he's got him playing now is, we were talking before we came on about FPL and fantasy football. Fernandes was always in the team because he's going to be a banker on pot. No, even that, it's not working.
I was going to say that. He's our best player last season. If it weren't for him, we'd be a lot worse off last season. He scores goals. He's the only shining light of the last 6 to 8 months at Man United in a team. And now we've lost that because they brought him back into a City midfielder. It's madness. I don't
They almost need two Brunos. They need the one who can play midfield and get on the ball, and then they need one up front. He tries to do too much, and it's taking away his quality. I think you have to go back to recruitment for that as well. You think over the summer they bought 2 number 10s. Did they need 2 number 10s in Cunha and Buemo to play in them positions? Well, why did you need that? We've got Mason Mount.
That goes back to what he wants to play, the box in midfield. That goes back to that. He wants to play that box in midfield, and that's what he's recruiting for as well. But that it pigeonholes him. It kills the manager because then if he wants to change it, who's going to put? We keep saying no, we can't play with 2, but who's going to play in there? No one's got legs. None of them got legs in midfield that can get about a football pitch, box to box. And especially when it gets spread and you've got 2 people in midfield. If you spread a game from box to box, it's all right when you're tight and compact, but you spread a game box to box in like the 30-minute when a game opens up or you go a goal down, you could put anybody in there. You're not covering that ground.
I don't actually think legs was that much of a problem yesterday because if you look at the stats, Man United had more possession. They had more passes. It's mad for against a City team that usually happens. I thought it was more quality yesterday more than anything.
But it's always quality at the minute. But my thing with legs is wanting to get that 10 yards to get against you, to get a tackle. And then exactly once that ball's gone behind you and Foden's running off you, got to get the legs to get from there back 15, 20 yards again. And you can't do it.
But you think about recruitment, Nick, going right back to May, and this is the same midfield as he's had last year. He knew he didn't have legs in there. Address it. He had to address it somehow, and they've like gone with the forward players. Okay, 3 forward players. We don't really know how good they're going to be yet. We think they're good players. Obviously, 2 of them we know who've Premier League proven, but what's behind them just isn't working, and it hasn't worked for a long time.
As a neutral, I used to love watching City United because like you say, here we go, this is going to be tasty. Do you think it's lost its lustre now, especially with the players as well? Like, I kind of look forward, really. If I'm watching, I love watching football, I love watching all games, but for me now, I watched the derby, I enjoyed it as a neutral, but when you've got teams like Arsenal, Leeds, Liverpool, City, all these games what you used to look forward to watching United playing it now, where are you ranking the sort of the City game now, the derby? Because it just didn't seem to have anything.
No, now I don't think it's what it used to be. And I would never say a footballer's ever gone on a football pitch and try and tossed it off. I would never say that. I can't imagine ever your own pride in what you do well. But let's be perfectly honest. If you're getting somebody from Portugal, which is brilliant, to go and get the best in the world and bring them into your group is what football's or best football's all about. But there's no one there whose parents have supported the club, grandparents, their great-grandparents. They've not been to a school in the area. They don't know the hatred on a Monday after getting beat 3-0 on a Sunday. They don't know that. I'm not saying they won't try hard and it's any different when you go on a football pitch, but surely, God, if you've got 4 or 5 lads that are in the academy that have come through. Gladio said it about Phil Foden yesterday in his interview.
Yeah.
If you've got them in your squad,
loves the club.
There's no way that can't be better for your club.
Yeah.
Because they know they run through a brick wall, they play for free for that football club on a derby day.
Yeah.
It's natural, it will happen. It's the same in any world. You look at Barcelona's team back in the day, Real Madrid's team back, they've all come through the academy. Now you still go and get 5, 6, 7 players like we had in our day that come from outside, and you ingrain yourself into that tradition and you learn about it. But at the minute, it looks like to me there's no one on that football pitch that. Remember when we were playing a derby? I knew. If the best 11 back at 99, example, when Scholesey and Keeney was suspended, if I'm honest, I knew most of the time in a big game I probably wouldn't play.
Yeah.
But I knew for a fact when a derby game come up, I was playing.
Yeah.
Because of my background, the way I was brought up, my philosophy, my love for the club. The manager was clever with that. He would always put the local boys on.
That, did he?
He'd always put the local boys on in a derby game.
And you saw the difference. Sorry, Paddy. You saw the difference, like you said. Mentioned Phil Foden.
Yeah, Phil Foden.
He looked like I've quite missed Phil Foden for last year.
Yeah.
I think, what a player.
And a great lad as well. Lovely lad.
I don't know the lad, but
I
just love watching the kid play football, even though he plays for them. And you saw it in him yesterday. You saw him going around to
That's
people,
exactly
giving
what I
them
was just going to say to you.
saying well done. And you thought you could just see that in him, couldn't you?
When he's on, like that, at the start of that game,
best,
and you look at him and he's running, you can exactly what you say. You can see that in him now. Again, when you talk about the academy, then he brings Manu on, and I thought he's not got that look in his eye.
You know
so
what?
Has that been knocked out of him?
I don't think he's been respected the way he should have been, Cobby.
Yeah,
he's a young boy. I get that. He's run off the boil a little bit. I get that, but he's 90. He flew onto the scene. He's playing for England. He's a top player. Any club would want him, and he's just been pushed aside. Now his mindset might be, you're bringing me on in a derby where we're getting battered, and I'm on my own on this football pitch. I'm running around like
he's actually quite good when he came on. I know he's been questioned about his legs and stuff, but he's got. It's not always about legs, you know what I mean? He's got a brain to play that position. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I think Amarim said, didn't he? He said he's in competition with Bruno. Yeah. So after a couple of the games that you've seen Bruno not do quite well, why is he not going to? He said, knock on his door, so I'm pretty sure Bruno's not been great.
Will that be going on behind the scenes?
Don't know. I don't know what Cobby's like, but I'm not so sure players go and knock on managers' doors anymore.
I don't know if managers accept that anymore. I think some of the managers say, I don't want to speak to you about it. It's my sister's decision. That's what I do.
Cobby Manu, especially Nick, today, Monday morning, she was knocking at the door, said, I should be playing now.
I got told off my dad when I was 18, go and knock on manager's door. And it was the worst, honestly, Paddy, at 18, to go and knock on Sir Alex Ferguson's door. It was the worst thing. I was a bag of nerves. I was like knocking on like that. And I go, I go, Gaffer, why am I not playing? And as soon as I said it, I thought, I'm dead.
Yeah. Like, why?
But I know for a fact, and I think he wrote it in his book, like, he used to expect you to go and ask. If you didn't ask the question, the next time comes round, you're the easy one to get dropped. I'm going to drop him because it's either me or Scholes getting dropped. Yeah. Right. Well, I dropped Butty because he's going to keep his mouth shut. But Scholes will knock on my door for the next 6 weeks, so he's easy to. Them little things like that must go in people's heads.
But also as well with someone like Amarin, I'm only speaking from what I see. If you look at, I don't know he went about it the wrong way, Garnacho, with being unhappy.
Yeah.
But is that kind of a sign of going, well, Luke, if you challenge the manager or knock on his door, you're gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it could be, yeah.
But also,
that might be something that scares me.
Yeah. Also,
we don't know.
Also, and that's a good point, Paddy, is that's alarming for a Man United person, like people like us, because if you want to leave Man United that easily, it's not the club it used to be.
Yeah.
Because no one left Man United. Nobody.
Yeah.
Obviously, Beck's left, but there's a reason why he left.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Roy left. There's a reason why Van Nistelrooy, Stam left.
Yeah.
He didn't just wake up one morning and go, I don't like this football club, I want to leave. No. He never did, and it's now you're seeing people leave left, right, and centre.
It's not the club we know, though, is it? It's not the club we played for. It's totally different.
It's a shit, and like you say, just as a football fan, you don't want to see that. Like a club like United, massive club, world football, Champions Leagues, just renowned, and now. I think, teams like Bournemouth go to Old Trafford, where no disrespect to Bournemouth, but every team that goes now, you're going, probably turn them over.
There's no fear factor anymore. There's no. We used to play, and it's not a Man United thing. It works. It happened at Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool with Gerrard, Carragher, Fowler, Michael. You bring people through an academy and bring in the best available to bring into that. It is the best ingredient you'll ever get. And now you're right. We used to look across the tunnel and was lining up to go out, You look at the faces of the people you're lining up next to, and you look at who you're stood next to, and you're thinking, honestly, these have not got a chance.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to cross the line. You know,
Yeah.
and that's arrogant, I know, but back in the day, you just know they might beat us 1-0. Lucky. Like, it might happen once a season, that, but it never happened.
Yeah.
Which position
Like I said, it's just not there anymore.
No.
You look across now, you think, any team can beat us.
Yeah.
Any team in that league can come and
And
beat
I
us.
also brought up, sorry, Paddy, I also brought up, I think when you're playing football and going back to Amarin's philosophy on football, you have to be if you're going to be a top player at a top club, forget Man United. In general, every club that's a top club that wants to challenge for trophies, you've got to be able to win in 4 or 5 different ways.
Yeah.
You can't just win one way. You've got to be able to outrun them, outfight them, outplay them, outpass them, and then win the games. And you know, it comes from you when you was young. You know, you might go and play a game. We used to play against a team called Marine, a Scouts team.
Yeah.
Men.
Yeah.
Open age when we were sick and they'd leathered us.
Yeah.
And all the cocky Man United kids coming up from Liverpool to try and take a load of blokes on. And you had to learn how to outrun and outfight them.
Yeah.
But then you go and play against Liverpool, example, at the academy on a nice pitch, and we'd have to outplay them. And you know, like I say, I'm not looking through rose-tinted glasses here. That didn't always perfect.
Yeah.
But you learn different ways of playing. That team right now can't win anyway.
Yeah.
And when they do win, it's the same way of playing every time. And going back to what Scholes said, people just know the script that's coming to someone before the
Yeah.
before
It's
the
character
game.
building as well, that kind of stuff, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, as Nicky said, people probably look at our team and think we battered everyone 5-0 every week. It just wasn't like that. Do you know what I mean? There were some times when we were rubbish and got outplayed at times. But as Nicky said, you find a way to win.
Yeah.
You fight your way to a win, whether it's a 1-0 win or scoring last-minute goals. It wasn't a fluke. It happened because that was the character of
Best
people
teams
and
do
the
it as
manager.
well, don't they? Look at City.
Look at Liverpool.
City, Liverpool, like going back. You know, if it's on to going behind from the keeper, they're going behind.
Yeah.
And how many times you see Liverpool, Edison kicking behind, they got the keepers going behind and score goals. It's not always one way of playing, but we have this thing that everyone thinks you got to play from the back now, and from the 6-yard box, and play all your way out, all the way into their box, and tap it in. It's the dream world. That.
Yeah. It's as much as I want to carry on talking about the derby, and we'll do some more, because I've got the vibes that we might have to bring a counsellor in. This just took a little bit of a turn, this. But talking about a subject that's very close to my heart, goalkeepers. So Onana, Edison out, Lehmann's, Donnarumma in. Firstly, let's speak about the United keeper. Brings him in, doesn't start him.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You think, well, look at the price he's paid for him. What's the price? 20 million euros. Look, it tells me he's not a top goalkeeper straight away. And if he is a top goalkeeper, bang, he's playing.
Yeah.
He's straight into the big game because we know United have got big problems in goal, haven't they? Absolutely.
Donnarumma did it, didn't he? He's going straight in. Straight in.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's the problem. You think about, I keep going back to recruitment, but you think about the summer, we needed a top class goalkeeper, top class midfield player. Both areas have been neglected, really. Did it really take them to that Grimsby game to realise that Onana's not good enough for Man United?
Yeah.
Really? That seems to be when the panic happened to try and get Martinez out of Villa.
Yeah.
What was it, 35, 40 million? You should have bought him. But this Donnarumma one is the biggest mistake I can see. As soon as that man became available, go and get him. Drive to Paris, go and get him. Give him whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He could be easily the best goalkeeper in the world for the next 10 years.
He's already,
and you saw it yesterday.
I the first game.
You saw it
and
yesterday.
goalkeepers a position as well where, you know, if you're paying money for a player, defender, midfield, forward, wherever they are, you can understand sometimes, right, not going to start him. It's like, look at Isaac at Liverpool, you know, give him time, get used to how we're playing all this. But a keeper, it's a keeper. Yeah. You know what you're doing, ain't you? So you can go into sort of any team really and play.
Yeah,
of course you do.
And I watched him in the nets, Donnarumma, and I was like, firstly, Jesus Christ.
The size of the fucker.
Where'd you hit?
Are we allowed to swear on it, by the way? Are we allowed to swear on it? Yeah. The size of the fucker.
Yeah. Where'd you hit? Is it that big?
That's what I mean.
It's like, where's the space?
It reminds me of Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah.
When we grew up with Peter Schmeichel coming in as first team player, doing shooting practice, how the fuck am I going to score?
A good goalkeeper saves you 15, 20 points a season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll keep going about when we played at boring people, but even when it was 1-on-1 and the forward went through a Schmeichel, I still fancied Pete.
All day long.
Oh, to stop it. I did.
But
it
when you saw that yesterday, Alan going for it.
Yeah, it's got goal.
Yeah.
When he went through hard, it's goal. So, but I mean, fundamentally, the best clubs, the best teams in the world have a spine of the right down the middle, and that'll be a goalkeeper, centre back, midfielder, forward. If that spine's good and top level.
Yeah.
The rest fit into place. Keeper it's absolutely huge. And going back to the philosophies again, is you look at probably the best manager, well, definitely the best manager for a long, long time, Pep. His philosophy when he come in, and he sold Joe Hart, didn't he? Because the chat was he wasn't good enough with his feet, so he went and bought keepers with his feet.
Yeah.
Don Marino is not great with his feet, but he knows he needs a top goalkeeper to get City at starting, getting back where he was. And
that's the difference with him and Amorim.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Gone.
Yeah. It's gone. Needs must.
Yeah.
It's a needs must. We need a goalkeeper who can stop that ball going in the net, and we'll get him better with his feet. Yeah. And we'll get there, like Scholes said, the next 3, because he's a 10-year keeper, this lad.
Yeah.
We don't, Man United don't do that.
I cannot. I just hope there were conversations with him and he said, no, I don't want to come to United. I hope that happened, just because if Man United, if that head of recruitment wasn't in for him, I think that's a criminal offence.
How much sway does Amorim have over the head of recruitment? Because I want that player.
I have no idea. I don't know that. But what we've seen with the last few managers, they've always blamed recruitment when they've left. Yeah. Right. I didn't want him. But you go back to the goalkeeper. For Manchester United, the goalkeeping position is massive because of the way historically they play. Because they are going to give chances away. We try and entertain, we try and score goals. And you need a goalkeeper who's going to, as Nicky said, save you 15 points or win you 15 points a season. Yeah. We had that with Peter Schmeichel. Then they couldn't replace him. It took a while. It took ages until you got to Van der Sar. Brilliant. Great goalkeeper. Same again. Yeah. Then De Gea. Did De Gea come after Edwin, didn't he? Yeah, De Gea comes in after Edwin. Brilliant.
Took a bit of time to settle in, but they still...
David took ages to settle in, but you still knew he was going to be good because he'd been at a big club at 18 years of age. I think he was captain of Atletico Madrid, so a massive club. So you knew there was something there. Now, from that point on, they've just neglected it, and they can't find a keeper to replace the great ones. And he was perfect. He was. I can't stress enough how ideal he was for Manchester United.
And he seems like a character as well. Where you kind of go,
personality, you see when he makes the saves, he's fucking high five and everything.
I think he's more Man United goalkeeper than a City.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Peter wasn't the best with his feet. Yeah. You know, and all the players that you're talking about, key goalkeepers that you're talking about, they're not having brilliant with their feet, but they were unbelievable goalkeepers. Yeah. But I think City's got an absolute...
Well, they've got him for 10 years. I wrote on my Instagram today, I think that's a sign of the transfer window.
I was going to say, obviously, Pep's doing a little bit of, rejigging with the squad, but does Donnarumma's signing get on the title?
No. Not this year. I still think they're a couple of years away, I think. Right, possibly.
Okay. What it does spell out for me, Scholes, is that everyone knows who the boss at Man City is, and it's Pep. Yeah. He gets who he wants. So if he wants that goalkeeper, he gets that goalkeeper. Yeah. I'm not sure that happens.
I still think they're in a little bit of transition, City. I think Rodri will still... He's going to get battered. Obviously, he's been injured for a long time, and he will in the next few weeks. But I still think there are a few doubts about City. I think the right back, left back, for example, I'm not 100% on both centre-halves either. And they are in a little bit of a period. I don't think they'll get to the level of Arsenal and Liverpool this year, but look, it won't be long before they're back.
Yeah. No, I know on this podcast, this is our first one, I'll be hammering you both with questions. I love hearing your insights. But we do a little bit of the old rose-tinted spectacles as well. Yeah. Now, going back to when you two played in the Manchester derbies, any sort of things that sort of stick out in your mind straight away where you go, oh, I remember that game and I remember this happening, or if it was a belting game or you come off and you went, I could have done better?
There's a few of them. You could have done better. Played in the one at City where we got beat 4-1. Wasn't a great experience. The one where... Gary at Main Road made a mistake. Sean Gota. Some bad experience. A lot of them were good. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what our record is at them, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, I left.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I left when they had all them games. I was at Newcastle. I didn't see the really great times at City against Man United. Also great for City, should I say? Yeah. I only lost one derby at Main Road. That was the only.
Did you really? I do remember one in particular. When we talked about tackling before, I remember in the first few minutes, I absolutely smashed Adam Johnson, and I felt like it was, and all the crowd going mad, and because he was right in front of the crowd in the far corner, and we weren't playing great, but I felt then it just set like, I'm not saying up to me, but it just felt like it set a tone, and that was the way it should be. I think we ended up winning 1-0, but I did score quite a few goals in the derby, which was good.
One of the famous ones is obviously Keenan Haaland Senior.
Yes.
Which, by the way, Now, Luke, you played with Roy Keane. I've only sort of been in Roy's company a few times. Soccer Aid, that other podcast thing they do. And I really like him, right? He's a lot more chilled. He's got a great sense of humour. But I remember he came out or something after that challenge, or he said it in his book or something. He went, karma. I'm like, that's not karma. Someone's having a bit of a go at you with the verbals isn't like, I'll break his leg. That's karma.
I think what got Roy was he was having a bad serious injury on the floor at Leeds, wasn't it? And
he said he was faking it, didn't he?
He was older than he was faking him, and obviously, Roy, knowing Roy like we do,
he didn't break his leg though, did he?
He was always going to go.
It was a studs up job. I think he did. Did he break his?
No,
right.
No, he blamed his retirement on that injury, but he played about 30 times more after it. So I think it was.
Did he really? What Haaland did?
Haaland blamed that tackle on his retirement. But after that tackle, he played about 35.
Do you know what? Though? That's the way it was then. If someone got you, you got them back.
Yeah.
It's like it's what you.
I'm not sure that happens now, but I still remember people now that I've still got to get back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you're never going to be able to do it.
It's funny, But I love it when the memes do the round and they were going talk about that challenge. Go, it's pity he didn't do it in his bollocks.
After yesterday,
it stopped the big man absolutely terrorising United in the Premier League.
You're not wrong.
Flipping heck.
You got sent off, didn't you, in Derby?
Yeah. Zabaleta was a bad tackle.
Bad tackle, yeah. But you expect that in a derby game. You'd expect that in any game. I would, anyway.
Yeah.
You expect, I would never get up and start whinging at someone for kicking me because
I loved
you
it.
expect it.
Yeah.
It's
I loved
like,
it. I enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah, it's like a pat on your back.
Fucking brilliant.
It is. It does get you into it, doesn't it? No matter what level you play, you're like, we're in here now.
And it's a sign of respect.
Training.
It's a sign of respect. Yeah. I'm telling you, if you're playing against someone and they're getting into it, you know that they're worried about you.
Yeah.
So it's a sign of respect. And people in the best squads over the years, all different clubs, will say probably the hardest games they'd have, unless you're playing against your title rivals, is in training. You're playing against the likes of Scholesey, Keane, all these great players, Giggsy, Becks, Yap, all these unbelievable world-class players. And then you go into a game, it was easier. But then obviously you go against your rivals and it was tough games. But I think if you're getting hit all the time, and sometimes it pisses you off a little bit when someone's just ratting at your legs all the time. But it is a sign of respect, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I loved it, man.
I did. It got me going.
It livened you up a little bit.
Yeah.
So, all right, come on, is it going to be like that?
Yeah. Even
getting back.
Sunday League, like when you're having a shower after it, lads, and you're going, look at that. He's stud marks down there. You can't. It sort of gives you a little bit of an adrenaline rush, doesn't it? And you're down the boozer after you're like,
yeah.
I love all that.
Showing them you stood, man.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one, did Gaz give you a kiss on the lips in one of them games?
You know he did,
That's-
right? He asked you about that,
That was Nev's first kiss. That was his first kiss. He was 28.
tickling me with his little tash, he was.
Oh God, that weren't nice.
I forgot about that tash.
I didn't expect it, to be honest.
You kissed him back.
What do you want me to do?
I don't want you
Blanking
snogging him. It's not you snogging him on live TV.
I've got to say, though, it's a funny one, isn't it, with kissing blokes at football, because it's almost like, weirdly, the most macho thing you can ever do. Because I've kissed a few lads and I've been kissed by a few lads.
Right, here we go.
This could be a good
There's
podcast.
the Mail Online's headline. But weirdly, in the context of a fully aggressive game, it kind of felt like the thing to do. I remember over a week I played in a PGA golf tournament, which I won.
Oh, here we go.
No, I don't like to talk about it. I'm gutted I've not brought the trophy if I'm being. I'll bring it on the next one. But I was playing with Tubes and when we were all buzzing after it, and me and him kissed each other on the lips and walked, and it were only like about a couple of minutes. I thought, I've just kissed him on the lips, but it felt like the most natural thing to do.
No, the lips is weird.
Do you know what I know? Yeah. I'm not really a kisser.
I'm not.
You meet people.
Not
and
even
you
on
give
the
them a kiss.
cheek, and during a game, after a game, well played.
Do you know what? Maybe on the cheek every now and again, but
Is that your missus?
I haven't got one.
Yeah. Join the club.
But on the lips is weird.
Yeah. So when he came towards you, were you thinking, hang on, he's going for the lips here?
Yeah, I had no idea what he was going to do. But do you know what? I'm going to say I love it. No, I love seeing the picture of it because of what happened before it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Gary's like Gary's emotional. Gary's passionate. He's just the way.
Who
it is.
was it? Was it Barthez? Who used to kiss Barthez on the head?
Lauren Blanc.
That was it.
Kiss him on the head.
Yeah.
Was it before
That was
every
because
game?
he won the World Cup. Remember, he did
before
it
every
all the
game.
way through the World Cup.
Become like a superstition thing.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I don't mind it now and again. It's testosterone. I'm going down a cul-de-sac here. Right,
move on.
Yeah, move on. Talk to me about Zubimendi's volley. Scolesque or burlesque, whatever
burlesque. Yeah, it's a bit different, isn't it?
I was kissing boys, now it's burlesque. What's going on here?
Kissing boys.
Men. Kissing men.
Well, yeah, it was a man. It's a man. Yeah, fucking hell, careful. For fuck's sake. You're going to be in prison. Brilliant, wasn't it? And he's not really known for scoring goals, really, and especially he scored twice, actually. He scored a header as well. It was something he probably needed to add to his game. I saw him at Real Sociedad last year against United. Thought, good player. Yeah. Just keeps things ticking over. A modern day midfield player who doesn't really go over the halfway line, but controls play. And then adding that to his game, look at it, it was brilliant.
Some goal.
I two things as a fan that goals I like seeing. I like seeing a crisp volley and an absolute bullet header.
Yeah,
those are two. To see two of them go in, I love that. A bit like weren't a bullet header, but like Foden's one. You say, sorry to remind you of it again, but just neck wallop.
Yeah,
love that
stiff neck, wasn't it?
Yeah,
bang. You were a good header of the ball, weren't you?
I scored a few.
You had a leap on you, didn't you?
Scored a good goal at Wembley against Newcastle, actually.
Yeah, Charity Shield.
Yeah,
diving header.
But Scholes was a volley man. You better turn that way and talk about volleys. I didn't score that many volleys.
Turn that way.
Do you ever have you ever played in a game where someone scored an absolute worldie of a volley, not on your own, your opponent, and you've gone, my God?
Rivaldo overhead kick at Barcelona, chested it up, overhead kick right, and it's like, he's a real player.
Yeah,
I can't remember that.
Can't remember too many volleys. No,
he was close to signing for Bolton at one stage. Yeah, back end of his
Rivaldo.
career. Yeah. He was this is like, I don't know if it's an exclusive, but a mate of mine was a football agent, and the rumours were going round, and he sent me a picture of him at the hotel, De Vere's at Bolton.
Really?
So that's how close he was, and it just, for whatever reason, it never happened.
It wouldn't surprise you with Sam, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, he was
some of
going
the
to say, Jock,
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you about that one at Bradford. Yeah. Everyone was saying it was an amazing goal that day, and I thought, I've got a chance of winning goal of the season there.
Yeah.
It was only February or something like March. I thought, I've got a chance. The day after, Paolo Di Canio scored that scissor kick volley.
Remember that one? Yeah, it come right over.
The very day after, I fucking won it.
Yeah, I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, I take it back. That was a better one.
Fucking hell, it didn't last long.
Is that something you think about? It's funny you should say that. Do you go goal of the season? Do you think them things?
Do you know when we was kids, when we was younger in the youth team, I used to be quite a marauder in midfield to score goals. And we used to bet every. He was a forward playing a number 10 or a number 9. We used to bet every year who scored the most goals.
Really?
Every year, didn't we?
I pissed it every year.
Yeah. I know we're going to put a link up, but he scored. Almost scored.
Oh, fucking hell.
The best overhead kick we've ever seen. It's a thing of legend, this overhead kick. We all know about it.
Legendary, but didn't go in.
Didn't score, but it was fucking brilliant.
Saved it, though.
Yeah.
In my eyes, that's as good as a goal.
You're a keeper, that's why.
There's two big volleys I remember. Van Persie's when we won the league against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rooney's pass.
Yeah.
And the other one was Rooney's against Newcastle.
Yeah. I was playing.
Was you playing? Yeah, was you?
I think I let him run off me.
Yeah. It's some weighing up in like 30 seconds of football because the camera's on him. He's going mad at the referee, moaning. And all of a sudden the ball comes up and he turns and what a volley! He smashed it. Was it past Shea Given?
Was Shea, yeah. But I will now. No, because you forget about goals. Don't you? I'm rubbish at remembering goals and stuff. But I'd have to say Van Persie's because of the way it come over his head from Rooney's pass.
What was better than mine now?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Only because if you play football, you know a ball coming over your head there, you try to connect with it.
Keeper was dodgy, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, but never
it didn't go in a corner.
It's just because you didn't win goal of the season. Don't be having a go at me.
I wanted to win goal of the month and goal of the season every year. Fucking never happened.
Where did Van Persie? I'm sure one. I don't know if it was an international game or when he were at United. Did one not come over his head like that and he went foot header?
Yeah, it was about 20 yards.
Holland. Diving header, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Holland. Holland in the World Cup, I think.
Van Basten, you forget about Van Basten.
Van Basten.
It was just legendary. And that kit, the kit he had on as well, it's cool.
Yeah.
It was like proper football.
What a goal.
Yeah. Zidane must have scored a
left foot goal.
Hamden Park.
Hamden Park. European Cup final. Didn't do him in crap games, did he?
No.
Exactly. Was that like a bit of a scissor kick?
Left foot,
wasn't it?
Left foot.
On the sidewinder, wasn't it?
I've just when you were saying about European football then and what have you, just talking about European games from back in the day. Obviously, Newcastle are going to be playing Barcelona soon, but the game 1997, a Sprilla hat-trick. I mean, that for me, again, as a neutral, I loved him as a player. I like players that were a bit naughty. And what I mean by that is, you got a bit of personality. You just go, what you're going to get with them today. I remember seeing him when he first signed. I'm sure did he rock up with that massive big chinchilla fur coat?
I was going to say that, a big fur on here down to it.
I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah,
I like this
guy.
guy.
With him, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But if you score an hat-trick against Barcelona, for me, that's like, right, retiring. Done.
I think I was at Newcastle for 5 years, and literally that night against Barcelona, it'll be unbelievable. The atmosphere there will be electric. It'll be a proper game to go and watch. It's a great place to play football if it's going well. And the night that he scored the hat-trick, that would have been electric. And like you say, if you do well up there, they idolise you. I mean, they just absolutely adore you up there.
Yeah, it is worth going just for look. You've experienced it proper, but it's worth going.
Yeah.
It's a stadium.
It's a one city club. So
yeah, I'd love to be
Champions
there
League nights there against the best against the Barcelona. Fucking that'd be brilliant.
Yeah. I remember playing in the Nou Camp. I was only 18, and we got beat 5-1, I think. 4-1. Romario, Stoichkov.
Oh.
I've never been happier to be a sub in Army.
Ronald Koeman, Pep Guardiola played.
Did he?
Yeah, we got absolutely battered. And one of Scholes' heroes, because he was an Oldham fan. One of my favourite players was Dennis Irwin because of his character, the way he is, just underassuming, unbelievable footballer, always 8 out of 10 every single game.
Yeah.
He got done off Stoichkov, and I was gobsmacked. It was like he gave Stoichkov 10 yards. Stoichkov gave him 10 yards.
Dennis was quick.
And Dennis was quick. And Stoichkov caught him, got the ball, and pinged it across the right pitch to Romario's feet.
Yeah.
And and when you go to the Nou Camp, you walk down, and there's a church right at the bottom of the stairs before you go back up, isn't there?
The chapel,
The chapel.
Wow.
So basically, before you go out and you get absolutely murdered, you say a few prayers, and hope for the best. So
just stay in the chapel.
I remember I was 18.
That,
when you're younger, you're confident, aren't you? You're younger, and you think, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I was not. I should.
That was like,
I should have been put down after that game.
Yeah, it was like a bit of a light bulb moment where
you're way off.
We were very young, weren't we?
Yeah.
You must have been 18 starting that game.
Yeah. But I only started because of the 5 foreign rule. Remember the 5 foreign rule.
After a game like that, though, where you're saying that's the sort of point where you go, right,
the benchmark.
There's levels here.
Yeah.
What did Sir Alex say to you after a game? Does he just let that one settle and go, Luke, we got hammered? Or does he come in and start sort of digging you out a bit?
He went mad at Ince. He went mad at Ince.
Did he?
Yeah, because Ince was always having to go back, and they would always like love, hate, bang, bang, bang. And I remember sitting there, and again, we was only kids, we were just a year and a half out of school, and to see the two big personalities going at each other like that, and I mean going at each other.
Do you remember what happened that night? It was the night before training.
No.
That something happened. I remember Ince walked out to the stadium, looked round the stadium, and I went, "This is me. This is a bit of me."
Oh.
And the manager brought that up after the game.
Was that the training session when Sir Bobby got knocked out?
No, I don't think.
Was that not the one?
That was later. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this is some training session.
No, Sir Bobby used to come and train with us European games.
No way.
He used to train at 60 years of age.
No.
Yeah, he used to train. There'd be pictures
so
of
one
it.
night, there's a picture of us playing at the Nou Camp Stadium, training the night before, in a box. Sir Bobby Charlton's there and Mick Hucknall.
We had some beauties training with us. Mick Hucknall training with us.
Sir Bobby.
How's that happening in any
I don't think that was at the same time. I think that was like 1 year.
No, that was the same. There's a picture of it. If you Google it, there's a picture of Mick Hucknall, Sir Bobby, and I think there's me and I think you. Remember, we used to have our own younger box, and he was in with us.
Mick Hucknall used to bring like Miss World on the bus with him as well.
Yeah, Mick Hucknall. Yeah.
He was his girlfriend.
What a time to play football! But surely the gaffer would be going, well, you can't join in training in case you crock someone.
Well, the gaffer's mate. The gaffer's the one that brought them in.
Yeah, mate. He wasn't a great footballer, Mick Hucknall, was he?
No. But Sir Bobby could have still played at that.
Sir Bobby was brilliant.
He used to join in training, Sir Bobby. I'm not joking. At 60 years of age, he was phenomenal. Wasn't he? Obviously, he couldn't run around. A bit like Man United now. Can't run around. But
I think someone had a shot though and smacked him on the head, didn't
Brian
they?
McClare.
Brian McClare.
Brian
McClare probably did it on purpose.
He hit a volley, Brian McClare, from about 10 yards. Straight into Sir Bobby's face, and he's gone bosh down.
Yeah.
And he must be thinking, well, the biggest legend of Man United survived the Munich air disaster. And
Yeah.
Brian McGuinness killed him with a volley.
You think how good that was though, Paddy, for young players like us.
Oh,
Fucking Sir Bobby Charlton. Think of the people we had around the club.
Nobby
Brian Robson,
Stiles.
Nobby Stiles, Brian Kidd.
amazing.
It was just incredible. That's why I said the club isn't as we know it now.
It almost with players like it, you've almost won a game before because when you see them players like that, you're kind of going, oh, I'm a part of this.
Yeah,
but I've got to say, and I'm lucky enough to know a lot of ex-pros and current pros and spoke to them about all kinds of stuff. And I'm always getting in some, tell me about this, tell me about that. Never heard anyone say they played in a training session with Mick Hucknall or any non-player.
Well, better than that, he had his missus with the night before, Miss World. She was sat at the table having some. So my claim to fame is I've had dinner with Miss World.
Oh, what a treat.
It was,
What a treat.
it was very good.
And to be fair, you can
closest you'll get to
understand,
Miss World.
you can understand why he's with Miss World, because he's a real handsome chap.
Looking man.
yeah.
He looked really good in his United kit as well. His legs look magnificent.
Has that ever happened before? Have you ever heard of any other team having a pop star or actor, anyone, joining a training session before a European game?
You think about it now, the press would go mad, wouldn't they? They'd
It-
go
it-
mental,
you'd
wouldn't
be
they?
absolutely
Are you taking this
crucified.
serious? You got fucking Simply Red training with, do you know what I mean?
I think he did the box, didn't he? To be fair, he did the box and then jumped out. The little possession box.
I just remember him training us in the Nou Camp. Yeah.
I remember donkeys years ago, a mate of mine, he were at Bolton on the coach. I said, come down and have a session with lads. And I remember going, oh, no. Because I thought to myself, firstly, I thought, I'll be absolutely embarrassed here by him. But secondly, I just thought, if I go in on anyone and crock him,
injure him.
it's
Yeah.
my name.
Well,
And
to
he's
be
like,
fair-
him,
Yeah.
he's ruined it.
Well, they wouldn't be allowed now
exactly.
because insurance would say.
Yeah, you wouldn't
he's
allow-
not-
yeah, you wouldn't be allowed
Even
to
the
do it.
coaches now can't join in because of the fact that if you're not insured and you do someone in, the amount of money in their contracts are not insured. So who's going to get the liability for that?
When you were talking about, like, say, the coaches joined in pop stars, Sir Bobby Charlton, which is just mind blowing for me. When you look at the modern player, right, and all those things back in the day, and I get the game moves on, and sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. Do you think the modern footballer should be as involved with things like social media as they are? I see that as a mistake.
Yeah, I think if you do that, fair play to them because financially your career's short. I know they make millions.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but if you do it and you're making money out of it, and the flip side is you can't expect any privacy when you're going out and stuff. So you can't have it both ways. I think if you're going down that line, you take all that comes with it, or you do what probably Scholes would have been a bit more quiet and reserved, not many interviews, not social media, and doesn't want to be infected about his private life.
Yeah.
So I think it swings and roundabouts. I don't blame him for doing it if they do it because as you know, it's very rewarding
Yeah,
to get
of
to a
course.
certain amount of followers. But you can't then say, "Oh, I'm getting followed here. I'm getting told to do that."
Yeah.
The press are outside my house. Because if you bring it in, you got to take it off.
It's not even just that for me. I think, regardless, we know what it's like. When you're working in a job where you're public facing, if you like, that comes with a job. Negativity online. Everyone's kind of used to that a little bit. But I just think if I'm a player, like, interestingly, when they interviewed Phil Foden after the game and he were talking about stuff he'd seen, and he said, I've seen the negative. And I'm kind of thinking, I'd want to just not read anything.
Yeah,
I'd want
I
the
was just gonna
blinkers
say
on.
that. Yeah.
Because I think it can affect you.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you do for it. If someone says you're shit or that's not
Yeah.
good enough, and you're reading that, and then you're
we
going
went to
out
World
there.
Cup in 2002, and I remember we never knew what was going on at home. We never knew. There was no papers anywhere.
Didn't know
There was
anything,
obviously
yeah.
back then it weren't social media.
Yeah.
So even if you're getting slagged off and the flip side, if you're doing great and you're getting pat on your back, you don't get too carried away with yourself. So it was
Yeah.
I think there's like I say, it's a better way, but it's never going to happen.
We
again.
were always told the manager don't read the papers.
the
It was the
papers.
papers when
Yeah.
we was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you start always got
I-
that, and you just news. And
I don't know how you cope with it now. I don't know how I don't know how to cope with being a player with all
No.
the scrutiny.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'd have to stay away from it, but it'd be so hard to stay away from it. People just saying you're shit and stuff. How do you
Yeah.
deal with stuff like that? How can you not come back at them?
And also, when you lot played back in the day, you'd expect to hear that from the crowd,
crowd. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's part of the game, innit?
Yeah.
Really, but you leave then, and that's it. It's in the
done.
moment. You're not still reading about it. And
No.
I should imagine, a lot of young players, like you say, any young person these days, it's part of their life now, social media. There's no two ways about it. And you're not telling me a lot of these players aren't sat on the phone at night. And you know, it's seducing to kind of, when they're saying good things about you, when you start seeing the bad things, it's got to affect you.
Of course, even look back to what we were doing on Thursday, and then it goes on social media. You can't help but just have a little look at the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, not them two. Yeah. Okay, nice one. Brilliant. We've not even done anything yet. We've only had our picture took. Not them two boring bastards again. You know,
I'm not red, man, I don't.
No, that's what I mean.
What's he know?
You're sorry you actually clicked the button to read it, but
yeah.
And that's what it must be like for a footballer. Even you look at it when you do well, and I think, nah, just leave it for Bolton.
But we weren't brought up like that, so we won't know. These younger players are brought up with it, so they experience it. They know how. I would imagine they know how to use it, how not to use it. It's
probably as well. I think the clubs weirdly probably encourage it now because it's a football. It's the beautiful game, but it's a massive global money making game.
It is, yeah.
And I think if you're a club and you've got a star player who's got, well, look at Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100 and odd million, probably more than that.
Yeah.
The revenue that's going to bring you into the club. So weirdly these days, I think football clubs, it's a 50-50 because you want to protect the player, but you want to...
Well, if an Arsenal player, for example, leaves Arsenal and they've got 30 million followers and they go to Man United, straight away there's 30 million people following him and Man United fans more now. So you're right, it's a different world and it's something I don't understand, if I'm honest with you. I don't understand it. I'm on a little bit of it. I got on it just for a joke with my daughter and I said, when I wake up in the morning, I think I have more followers than you. So that's all I did it for. So it's a bit of fun with them. But yeah, I think it's just, you know, if you're going to get in that world, you got to be able to set the rough and smooth, I think.
Yeah, and I think like you just saying about you read stuff about, you know, you're going to do, but we're lucky in a sense that all three of us, from our walks of life and whatever we did job-wise and the creative, we came through it when that wasn't a thing, and we've sort of seen it develop and grown into it. And again, when you're older, no one likes seeing anything bad about them, but you can kind of go, no bad. You move on.
Yeah.
If you're 20-year-old, you're playing top-level Premier League football or whatever league you're playing in, and you're reading about someone going, you're a wanker or you're shit or whatever. It's if I were 20, I'd have crumbled.
But on the other side of that, though, I don't know about Nick, but I quite liked it when people did have a go at me. When they did slag me off, it gave you a bit of motivation, I think.
Yeah, but that's having a go at you playing, you mean?
Yeah.
But I think the deeper thing is, you know when you're 18, 19, 20, you're playing, you acne, you got spots, you got a girlfriend that's in the paper or something. There's a lot of personal things that must come at you.
And like personal stuff's different, of course it is, but I'm talking about when it was football.
Football's fine,
I'll show you.
But the way you was brought up, it's like sink or swim, fight or flight. It's go and show them what you got, and that's pretty much what probably all would like, really. But
something I wanted to ask, and a slight bit of a tangent, but it's something that I think about a lot. Right, as a fan of football, never played the game at the highest level. When I look at players who have say at a club and they've come through the ranks, the star player, and then the big teams come in from. Like, for instance, Grealish, Villa to City. How does a player, literally more or less overnight, lose that kind of pizzazz and that sort of, that flair and that ability? Because you see it with, they'll join a club and they just almost crumble. Is it, if you look at Grealish at City with Pep, who's arguably world's greatest manager that's ever been when it comes to football, how does that happen?
It's hard to explain, I suppose. Look, he's at Aston Villa. He's the big fish, isn't he?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's going to a City, winning the Premier League, and they've got 20 players probably as good as him. Now, all of a sudden, he's not standing out. So he still might be performing okay, but he's not at that level above his teammates. Do you know what I mean? He's still part of a team, but at Aston Villa, he was by far the best player. It was brilliant.
I think at Aston Villa as well, I'd imagine without seeing any of the stats and anything, he'd probably get the ball
everything was
at a
through
time.
him. Yeah.
So if you have 10 dribbles and 4, 5 get taken off you, the 5 or 6 that he's done well will be on match at day. Your confidence goes up.
Yeah.
Whereas if he's getting it 3 or 4 times at City and he's losing it twice, you're losing it 50% of the time.
Yeah.
I just think that's a big thing. And some people do like being the big fish. They
Yeah.
do like it. You didn't, a young player. You don't want to be like, it's a bit more reserved, but literally, some people thrive on being the big fish. And Matt Scholes is quite right what he's saying. He went there and didn't get him off of the ball.
Yeah.
He didn't get the ball. I'm pretty sure the manager would have said at Villa, get the ball, give it Jack.
Yeah.
Get in the box. That's probably what would have happened. It didn't happen.
Which is what kind of Moyes has done now.
I was just going to say that's what it feels like it's happened to him now, and all of a sudden, bang, I'm the main man again.
He's player of the month.
He's been brilliant.
Yeah,
But it's hard to us to explain that because we never did that. We never really had a big move to a bigger club. We were already at the best club, so it's difficult to probably.
One thing I will say, with the price tag Jack had, and I was not the big fish, I wasn't ever that, but when I went to Newcastle, I felt I had to do more than what I did at United. So at United, I was a bog standard, box-to-box footballer, get the ball, give it to better players. I was defensive, a spoiler if you like. I went to Newcastle and I thought, right, well, I need to show these how good I am. I'm going to start doing things that I'm not capable of. So I started trying to do 50, 60 yard passes, giving the ball away.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I was getting booed off the fans. I weren't having a good relationship with the fans. And I remember my dad, who was like my hero growing up, he looked up at me everywhere playing football.
Yeah,
Terry the Fish.
Yeah, he basically just said to me, listen, just stick 2 fingers up to them and show them what you can do in your own game.
Yeah.
And I think that might have happened with Jack. I don't know, you have to ask him, obviously, but I think Jack's going there 100-odd million. He's going to have to go, that's a big price tag on your shoulders. You're then going to go, I need to go and show how good I am and maybe do things that you weren't doing. And I think you lose a bit of confidence, you get a little bit of injury, niggles here, there, you just drop right down the pecking order.
Could I also explain why I said Terry the Fish?
Yeah.
We used to know Nicky's obviously because parents used to go to the game and he was called Terry, obviously.
Yeah.
We was out one night, weren't we? And I got a taxi home. I said, have you been out? I said, I've just been out with Nicky. And the lad said, how's Terry the Fish? Why the fuck's Terry the Fish? He said, Nicky's dad, Terry the Fish. He works at the fish market.
Terry the Fish.
Terry
Well,
the
that's
Fish.
what it's like then, wasn't it? Everyone else had a nickname, didn't they?
Yeah.
Nick the Sig. Nick the Sig.
Billy the All. We're not talking about how we got that. But it's funny you say about Nicky's dad there and what have you. Another thing like I see in the modern game is whenever there's a big transfer on now, it seems to be a lot more family members, mums, dads, cousins. It's
brothers.
Well, look at Garnacho, and it kind of
Rashford.
and it feels as though, as an outsider, it's not the way to do things. No. But money.
I think there will be a few of them that are good at the job and keep it in the family. And I get that. Why am I giving all the money to this other person I don't know? I'll give it my family. I get that. But if they're not capable of doing it, then it's the wrong thing to do.
Or if they go in, he'll sign it, but I want a yacht.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. Exactly what they do. It's what parents do of kids who are trying to go to big clubs. It's ridiculous. Get me a house. Get me a job in a club. It's stupid just to sign the son.
And when you talk about pressure as well, if you're signing because a family members advise you to do it because they're benefiting, you might be going to a club that don't suit you.
Exactly, but they don't care about that. It's just
especially younger players. They've got it's tough. And honestly, I don't know. I'm sure social media will be slagging me off for saying this, but football's the best job in the world, right? It is. You get paid very good money, you get idolised, and you're playing football that you do for free.
Yeah.
And you're keeping fit every day of the week.
Yeah.
It's the best job in the world. But there's things that come along with that that's not nice.
Of course.
So your crap you get when you were your kids, you can't go out at certain times, you don't have a Christmas, and I wouldn't change my life, I'm not saying it's wrong. But as a young player, if you're 16, 15, 16, 17, whether it's right or wrong, you start taking the weight of your whole family on your shoulders. Not because they're asking. My family never asked me for anything.
Yeah.
My mum, my dad, never asked me for anything. But you feel like you want to provide. So if you're a young player and you got all the weight of that on your shoulders, as well as trying to be a footballer, as well as getting all the stick, it can just knock. I was lucky I had a great family behind me, but it can knock some people off the pedestal. You can see that happening with a lot of players.
Our families, and probably when we were growing up, just stayed in the background. Now, families are desperate for their kid to be a footballer. I think just purely for the lifestyle. Yeah.
I mean, there should be a rule with the FA as well. Going off tangent a little bit here, because obviously when I was academy manager as well, I've seen it all at United. The FA should make a rule that if a young player signs for a club and they're under 16, no one can put it on social media. Because when I was at school, my identity wasn't Nicky, but it was a footballer.
Yeah.
Paul Scholes' identity as a young boy at 13, 40 was not a 16, 15, I mean. But literally, your identity is that. So if you all of a sudden get released at 15 or 16, you're embarrassed. You know, your friends are all laughing at you.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to knock you down. And I just think, gone off tangent again a little bit, is that when they're that age and the young players, they shouldn't be putting it all over the show, their parents, but they, like Scholes said, they can see the bigger picture is, if this boy, if my son does well here, all our lives are set.
Yeah, and also as well, you know, if you're a manager or whatever, and someone's being a bit heavy like I'd be going, we don't want him.
Yeah,
because I can see there's going to be problems in the future because of this behaviour.
Well, definitely put people off. Yeah, definitely.
It is crazy that it's because your family are there for you, but once money starts creeping in, not everyone, because obviously.
Yeah,
like Nicky said, you know, and you, Paul, you know, you got your good family behind you, and that's the rock, that's everything. But if you get a few little, actually, they'll get us an house if we do this, and a car or whatever.
But their mindset also is, I'm not taking it off my brother or my son or me. I'm taking it off the club. Well, you're not.
Exactly.
You're not. You're not, because the club will have a pot. Yeah. And however that pot gets divvied up, the club won't care as long as they get the player.
Yeah.
So basically, that pot isn't changing. So if that pot's £10. And they're giving £3 of that to the agent, brother, whoever it might be, that's still coming out of the player's money, because
of course,
that's it.
The other thing as well, when family are involved, say your brother or is your agent or your mum's involved, seeing one kid, I'm pretty sure his mum's involved doing his deal. They then know what money you're earning. So they're thinking, I should get a bit of that. He should be looking after me. When I was growing up, even from 16 years of age, being an apprentice on £28.50 a week, 40 quid for your mum check that we got, that was probably the only time my mum and dad knew what I was on.
Me too.
Right, they never knew.
Yeah.
They didn't have a clue what wages I was earning. They didn't care about it. Now they almost think they're entitled to a bit of his wages.
A lot of them now, Scholes, a lot of them now, up to the age of 18, 19, 20, they don't have access to the money. They get spending money.
Wow.
Which is a good thing if it's being invested in the right way, but it's a controlling thing as well.
I don't mind that, because if someone give me 50 grand a week when I was 19, 20, I'd have spunked it right up the wall. My career had lasted about a year tops. That'd been me. I've been on scrappy.
It'd have been a good year.
Yeah, it'd been the best year ever. Couple of things just to finish off, a bit more lighter-hearted. Firstly, I've got to say, I'm not feeling the new player videos. You know, now if a player signs for a club, it's like a fucking pop video. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, they've gone a bit stupid.
I didn't mind Eze walking out at the Emirates, and that were lovely.
Kit.
But all it's a bit, no, it's getting a bit much.
Yeah, it's a bit too much.
I remember when Pogba signed at United. Remember when he come back?
Yeah.
Pogba come back, they set a studio up in the big gym and took over the whole gym for 3 days. No one can go and use the gym. None of the academy players could go and use a gym because it was a studio, it was a set for him to come back.
Yeah.
And you're going, wow, it's a total different world.
Again, that's social media, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Videos for Instagram,
But imagine
Twitter.
how much money Adidas and Man United made out of that.
I get why it happens. It's just, it used to be back in the day. I always think of Shearer at Newcastle, scarf, loads of people out, photo. Lovely stuff.
Suit, you think of the suit. I remember Rio with his white suit.
Oh, yeah. Let's get really down to nitty gritty, though.
Yeah.
Talk us about your win the other day, Paddy.
Oh, the BMW PGA, biggest pro-am in the country.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah. I don't really want to talk about it, but, you know, if you're asking.
We've asked.
Never done a pro-am in my life. Now, you two, I was talking to you about your handicap. So, firstly, I wouldn't go out with you two. Far too good a player. So, I'm 14. And they asked me to play in it, and I said to them, I said, look, I'm 14. I think that's about the cut-off in a pro-am. Any more, they're
I don't think it matters that much, you know.
Please. So anyhow, I get there, and I'm playing with Tubes, who used to do Soccer AM, and they do Golf Life now, and his brother Ange, and our pro's Marco Penge.
Brilliant. What a player.
Now, honestly, firstly, shitting bangers on first tee. Topped it.
Was the line right down there?
It was the 7th at Wentworth, and it's kind of like over a load of scrubland. It's not a straightforward. It's like over a bit of scrubland. It's a slight dogleg right. It's an horrendous hole to start on.
Yeah.
Everyone's out. I'd gone down to the driving range before. Started at with my 52 all the way up to my driver.
Creaming it, I bet you were. Beautiful.
I couldn't wait to get to the tee. I was like, get me. And I'm going it I'm looking round, it's all pro. I'm like, yeah, you're seeing this. First tee, topped it. Then second shot, shanked it. Yeah. It took me about 3 or 4 holes to start playing how I'd kind of normally play.
Yeah.
But and tubes were the same. Like, luckily, Ange were just in the zone. We just couldn't get into it. And then once we settled and realised, hang on a minute, he hits it that far, Penge, like 300 and odd yards.
Ridiculous.
That if you just play a normal, how you'd normally play it, you've always got a shot on.
Yeah.
So once we settled, we were like up there all the time.
You can use his tee shot all the time.
You can use his tee shot. So that was another thing that took the pressure off.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to hit the world's best tee shot.
Yeah.
And it's just not happening. But weirdly, I never knew this. During that Pro-Am, you can get your pro to take one shot, right? Whenever, like as a joker.
Yeah.
And we kept trying to use him. And Marco was going, no, save it, lads. There's an hole coming up in a bit. I forget which one it is at Wentworth, but it's
the 18th. Got
it's par 5, 18.
Second shot over the water.
Over the water. Green's up there.
Yeah.
So we're saving for that. So we're all up there and we've got a shot on, but it's a hard, it's like whatever it were, 180 yards off or something. Luke's further. We're like, right, Marco, here we go. Handing him our clubs. Put everyone in the fucking water. Literally. I'm like, tell you what, the freebies.
Brilliant.
Clothing.
Oh.
Sunglasses, shoes, everything.
It was like doing a trolley dash at fucking Selfridges. I was...
Jay Lindeberg.
Lindeberg, I went down there. And it's good gear as well.
If you're watching.
It's, and G4, lovely shoes. But I was... In the end, because I had my caddy with me, who's my coach at our club, and I'm loading him up as well. And in the end, we're going to have to stop. We fucking know what, put anything. Because you can't... They tell you not to bring anything with you. So I'd know next year... I'll be bringing one.
Take a van.
Old dog.
Take a van with you.
Take a van.
There's 2 things I think in the sporting world which people crumble with, regardless of where you're playing. One's a tee shot.
Yeah.
Even if you're at your local club and there's a couple of people stood watching you.
Horrible.
And another one's penalties, where you just go, oh God.
Let's not talk about penalties.
But it is. It's just those are the 2 things. So I think like. If you have a go at darts or tennis, you can sort of... I can't think of anything in those sports where you go, that's the moment.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing in dart, like, obviously you got to finish on your doubles and your trebles and bullseye and all that. But it doesn't feel like there's a moment in something like tennis.
Golf intimidates you.
Oh,
do you know when you see the players? So go back to the Icon series. It's a par 5 to finish at about 120 yards. There's loads of people around the back of the green. Oh, it's only a picture wedge or something. And there's only 2 people I can see out of fucking 500 people.
Yeah.
It's Sergio Garcia and Lee Westwood. Just the 2, fucking in amongst everyone, but the 2 people say, fucking hell, what if I top it? What if I hit it left? What if I fat it?
Yeah.
It's awful. So intimidating.
With that in mind, I want you to put these in order of difficulty, right? 147 snooker, 9 darter, finish, all in one.
Only one. You can get lucky with
the most impressive. Only one can get lucky. Most impressive got to be 147 because you're having.
Yeah.
Is it how many balls? Is it 12 reds? Is it? Oh, it's 12 reds, and you got 12 colours. That's 24. Then you got the colour again. You're looking at like 30, 32, 33 shots.
Yeah.
And you got to get back to the black to position every single time.
I've got to say,
good maths,
you should be on fucking countdown. That's literally, I was like, this is impressive. That's the most impressive thing.
A couple of balls out there, I think. But literally, I just think that's like a lot of shots. I think 9 darts, obviously 9.
Yeah.
All in one, a bit of luck.
Yeah, all in one, anyone can more or less do. You've got a chance at it, haven't you?
You can hit one all along the floor and get one in.
Yeah.
I couldn't split the other 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm with Nicky. I think 147's most difficult. Then I go the 9 darter.
Same.
And then I go the all in one.
Do you think so?
Yeah, same.
No, I can't split because the skill level of that is incredible for both of them, don't you think?
Absolutely. But when you've been in the pub over the years playing darts, right? And I'm not. Listen,
Yeah, have you ever had a 9-darter?
I've never had a 9-darter, but I've never once been
had a
to.
147?
I've never been to a snooker
No.
club. I've never been to a snooker club and had a 20 break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah, that's a
treble
good point.
20s in pubs.
Yeah.
A few
Have you ever
times.
got a 180 though?
I have.
No, I've had a
Have you?
140.
Times, yeah. He's played a lot at Newcastle with the lads all the time.
Right, is it?
Yeah.
But you've never got anywhere near a 147.
And again, if it was just potting all the balls, I'd probably then go on 9-dart. But the fact he's got to get back to the black spot or position on the black every single time, that's why I would go with that.
The one thing
I
I would
can't
say
separate
about darts, which again, watching it on the telly over the years, and I've seen it live at the, I still call it the Reebok, with Phil Taylor. What surprised me, I was at one once and they were setting it up, and they went, "Go on, you can have a little go." Like the hockey,
Yeah, how
the
far
pros
away?
player, Jesus Christ, even javelin. I was literally,
Javelin.
I was like that with a dart, and it was dropping under the 3.
It's higher than you think as well, isn't it?
It's
Is
so
that just
far
how
away.
small?
So actually, that does put it up there difficult. But I've got to say, yeah, the 147. You see, I think you see 9-darters more than 147s as well.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And to be fair, the
probably
talent
do,
of
yeah.
it. So Ronnie, obviously the best ever that's ever lived, but the amount of times he's not done a 147 on purpose because he won't pay the right check at the.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
If you remember, they used to give
Yeah.
you 147
but he
grand.
stopped doing them, didn't he? We'd
Yeah.
get to like
So he
an
fucked
easy
off, didn't
black
he?
and miss the easy black. I thought it
No,
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I wasn't having that. I remember that happening, and I, as a sports fan, I were fuming. I get whatever the protest was, why I do it, but I'm
Yeah.
going. Everyone's paid the money.
Yeah, I get that.
Someone's
Yeah.
grafting all week, coming down, watching you. You're the hero. Put it in, for
Yeah.
God's. Imagine you two going up for a penalty and going, nah.
It scores
I
you
want
that-
extra
scores
50
you
grand
that
away.
penalties all the time. He missed them all. Scores.
I missed them on purpose. It was like Ronnie.
Yeah,
It is, yeah. So we're going 147, 9-darter,
all in one.
all in one.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Bosh. Thanks for joining us for the good, the bad, and the football. We'll be here every Monday from 6 o'clock. You can watch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, basically. Make sure to like and subscribe the video, and please do that so we can get a smile out of Scholesey. He's got a face like a smacked arse.